Hope you're ready for this one. What is good, everyone? We are back with a guide of the best Air Force Ones to buy in 2022. Here with us right now are 5 different Air Force Ones in slightly different colorways, which are available right now in varied size runs. So no matter what your taste, I'm pretty sure one of these Air Force Ones are gonna hit the mark for you, and we're gonna help you figure out which Air Force One is best for you. The Air Force One is a timeless silhouette without a doubt, and a lot of shoes may come and go, but an Air Force One will always be within your rotation no matter what, whether it's just one of the simple GRs like the triple whites, or if you have some paranoises or some ACWs like we have behind me. We did cover this kind of video back in 2020, but Nike have since released some new technologies as well as revamped some styles in that video. So we're gonna show you what's available right now as of May 2022. And as you already know, we are in the office, so if you hear any background noise, it is what it is. Well, let's get right to it. First off, we have the Air Force One React Photo Blue. Out of all the shoes we have here today, this is definitely the most futuristic one. And when it comes to React technology, I'd say it's definitely up there when it comes to comfort for Nike shoes. And this Air Force One React really sets the standard. I actually really like the style of the Dim 6 pairs that came out a couple years ago. And I personally own the QS version, which had those 3D details with the ripstop material. And you see that same ripstop material here on the back end of the shoe. It's definitely giving me a deconstructed vibe, and I really like the small, subtle details like this mini swoosh and the polka dot pull tab. I would actually also say that it has the most unique sole of the bunch, mainly just because it shows off the React technology that it has inside of the shoe. So I would argue you don't have to worry about your feet hurting in these, mainly because some people do feel that they have to break into their Air Force Ones. So if this is a concern you relate to, you can get these right now for £115 on a near full size run. Now for the man them looking for something new, this is the Nike Crater Flyknit, and right off the bat, it is mental how lightweight this actually feels. It's so light to the point I actually thought that Hermes had finessed them. The upper consists of Flyknit technology and features a really minimalistic swoosh. I would actually say that the upper kind of feels like a lizard, mainly because there's a detail on the insole that features this graphic, showing this lizard over here with the tongue looking like a swoosh. So it's a nice little detail considering how plain the shoe is overall. Since it's a Nike Crater shoe, it actually does feature Nike grind on the toe and the heel, as well as this little Dubré here too, making it more of a sustainable sneaker than the other Air Force Ones we have here. You will notice as well that in the outsole, the tread is much deeper than your standard Air Force One, so I wouldn't want to step on anything funky while I'm out on my walk in the park. I would imagine it's a bit difficult to clean the shoe as well because it's white Flyknit, but since it's not leather, it's something that's expected anyway. This pair retails for £110 and it's definitely a summer banger as long as the sun actually shows up in the UK. Now, if you need a safer option considering the British weather, this is actually my personal favorite from the bunch that we have today. This is the Air Force One Gore-Tex Olive. Made from heavy-duty leathers that feature Gore-Tex technology, these are absolute UK essentials. Now, the weather has been a bit decent lately, but I can't trust it enough to not have one of these pairs in my collection. I've actually got 2 pairs of Air Force One Gore-Texes in my collection, the Sail Gum and the Triple Black High. And out of all the pairs in my collection, I'd honestly say they get the most wear during the rainy days, which in London happens way too often. The olive pair we have right in front of me has the same build as the Sail Gum, the main difference being that there's a body of text here now on the lateral, and the Gore-Tex logo has been moved to the mudguard over here. Some overlays of this shoe feature a thick canvas. Now, I would personally prefer if it was just Gore-Tex leather all across, but it is still waterproof, so you don't have to worry about wet socks wearing these. Color-wise, I think that the color blocking is pretty solid on this. I do kind of want to see an anthracite or all black pair, mainly just because I want to make this into a beater pair where you don't see the wear and tear. This pair retails for £145, which is a little bit of a premium considering it is an Air Force One, but considering the waterproof materials, it's absolutely class from Gore-Tex, so you're getting your money's worth. If you're looking for a durable pair to wear no matter what the weather, this pair is available on Nike.com with a varied size run. Moving on, we have the Air Force One Carabiner. So if you're into a little bit of tech wear or gorpcore as some people may call it, the utility features of this shoe might be the one for you. The carabiner itself is actually attached to the shoe through these elastic loops on the sides of the swoosh. It does keep it nice and secure, but low-key I find it difficult to take off, but there will be a little overlay here for you to see what it looks like. I know carabiners are meant to be used for rock climbing, but I personally wouldn't recommend it for that purpose, mainly just because it says maximum of 1 kilogram on the back, so maybe it could just be a good accessory to pair with an Arc'teryx jacket or your cargos, which has 1,000 pockets. And while we are talking about pockets, there is actually a zipped pocket on the tongue itself, so you can stash anything you need to hide in there. I don't wink, bro. The material of the upper itself feels pretty standard to any other GR Air Force One, but there is a little Dubray here that matches the same color as the Carabiner. It would be a little interesting to see other colors, mainly just because we only have this colorway and a black colorway with an iridescent Carabiner. So there isn't a lot of variety to go for at the moment, but if you're into the utility look, this pair does retail for £125. Last up, we've got to end it on a classic, the triple white Air Force One. This is a timeless silhouette that needs no introduction. Your nan will probably know what this is, so we don't need to break it down. If none of the previous pairs work for you, this pair is an absolute staple that you can't go wrong with. All white levers all across the upper and the signature AF1 Dubray. This would have been a sneaker that started all for a lot of people, and not gonna lie to you, this did cost 85 quid last summer, but it has crept up to £100 and it's caused a little bit of a stir for anyone who wants their next pair of Air Force Ones. Getting your size online can be a little bit of a myth. I mean, look at this pair, it's a size 14, it is way too wham and definitely doesn't fit me. But with the Sole Supplier app, if you set your restock reminders, you'll be able to get your next pair, so you aren't gonna be like your boy who's stuck with a size 14 shoe. When it came to the individual sizing of some of these sneakers, obviously I couldn't wear these two just because they're way too wham, but the ones that I could squeeze into, it definitely felt true to size or just half size down. We do have an Air Force One size guide, so make sure to check that out if you do need any more help in terms of fitting into some Air Force Ones. And that was 5 of the best Air Force Ones that you can buy and look forward to in 2022. All of them have their different appeals, so I hope this video helped distinguish which one is best for you. We know in the coming months that Nike will be coming up with different colorways for each of these shoes, so when it comes to my personal take, I would say for functionality, I would definitely go for the Gore-Tex Air Force Ones, and if it would be for comfort, I would probably lean towards the React or maybe the Creator Flyknit. Let us know in the comments which Air Force One you prefer. It doesn't even need to be one of the pairs that we have right now in front of the table, as well as any silhouettes that you want us to cover as well, because we are revamping some of our old video guides. I really hope that this helped you cop your next pair of Air Force Ones. I've been John from the Sole Supplier. Make sure to watch all of our other content as well as subscribing. You know the deal. We'll see you next time in the next unboxing. Peace.